This would only happen to me.
Anytime I talk about this on social media, it always gets loads of really positive feedback. And be like a spoiled fucking child like I was in Madrid.
So it is Friday morning, about 6ish. I have been doing ice baths for many years. It's not too icy now because it's summer and I've no chiller because they're really expensive. I purely do them for the energy kick, no other reason. Keep them well away from workouts. Just use them because they're like, the shock to the system is like drinking 10 coffees, but I still drink coffee. So day in the life today, we've got a lot to do. Work, get a haircut. Meet the lads for coffee. I've got some IKEA furniture to build and I've got a train. And we're going to talk about the road to HYROX Rome. So yeah, let's go.
Decided to get this flat pack boxed off early. Boxed off. So time consuming. Here we go. I regret this. Well, holy fuck, do I regret starting that. Here we are. An amount of time later, which I'll never divulge. A couple of spare parts, but I'm sure that's fine. But job's done. Desk built, chair built. She'll be delighted, hopefully. Or it'll all fall apart when she sits down. 50-50. Thought I was doing great. Tidied up. Put all the recycling in the recycling bin like a responsible adult. Jumped on top of it like a lunatic to squash it all down. Came back inside. And found another fucking box that I didn't see before. Some extra shelving or something. This would only happen to me. Anytime I talk about this on social media, it always gets loads of really positive feedback and people saying, this is a really good idea. Late last year, I sent a message into my WhatsApp group. I've got the same friend since I was in school. Put a message in and said, listen, does anyone fancy a weekly coffee? Because I was only seeing my friends when we were out drinking. Like I'd see one or two of them here or there, but for the most part it would be out drinking. And I'm not mad into drinking anymore. And maybe it's just I'm getting older and like obviously life priorities take over and people are busier and you don't see each other as much. So I just said, fuck it. Every week, same place, same time, I'm going to be here. Some weeks there's 2 of us, some weeks there's 5, but I'm seeing them a lot more than I did before. And there's not a single week that I don't leave that coffee with my face sore from laughing so much. So anytime I post about it on social media, people are always saying, oh my God, it's such a good idea. But do it. Set it up with your friends. Just pick a day, pick a time. Could be a weekend, could be whatever. Could be every second week. Doesn't have to be every week. But especially if you're someone who's trying to improve your health and trying to live a better quality of life, like there's no point in doing that if you're not having social interaction and not seeing your friends and you're sacrificing your life. So set up things that will make you happy as well. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. So this is actually what a lot of my days look like. Just working on the laptop for hours and hours on end. Still haven't, I'm trying to shoot a video. Still haven't trained. I normally train around this time, but I think I have to do a school run. So going to go do that. And training is going to be time consuming and it's getting warmer because I have to do what's called a triathlon, which is 20 minute ski erg, 20 minute bike erg, 20 minute row. And the goal is to get as far as you possibly can within those 20 minutes. So I'll probably have lunch and then train later. And then I'll do an overlay on the video talking about the road to HYROX Rome. Okay, so road to HYROX Rome. I thought it'd be good to start with my HYROX journey and how I found HYROX. This video could appear on screen if I can figure out how to do that in editing. If not, this will probably be a voiceover of some sort, but you can watch me training and watch me dying in the video in the background. So I started with the first HYROX. I have it in front of me here in 2023, the very first Dublin one. And I found HYROX at a time that was perfect for me because I started doing HYROX or training for that event maybe 6 to 8 weeks before the event. And a client of mine, an online coaching client of mine at the time, bought me a ticket as a gift for having an impact on her, I guess you could say. I think she just wanted to see me suffer, really, and I tell her that still to this day, even though I don't do online coaching anymore. But so I was in a point of training where I was just training for the sake of training. There was no real drive to it. There was no purpose. I was consistently training, say, 3 to 5 times a week, just strength training. Hadn't done any sort of running in a long time, and was just training because I knew it was good for me, but not really progressing or not making progress, just going in, getting it done, going home. Cool. And we all go through those phases. And then I got that ticket for HYROX and I thought, okay, this is giving me, I need to put in a bit of effort for this, need to put in a bit of training. Hired coaches, Dina and Tom, who I still work with now. Dina and Tom Hogan, check them out on social media. And had them coach me because they knew more about it than I did. So I said, okay, I need to learn. I need someone else to do this for me because I don't want to put in the time to researching and learning it, because by the time I do that, the race will be here. So went with them, did Dublin and finished it in 1 hour and 27 minutes and 13 seconds and was buzzing. Like, it was horrific. It was torture, but I was delighted and immediately hooked, and booked Madrid in March of the following year, so 2024, and set my sights on that. Had a pretty good training run in between Dublin, which was, I want to say October, end of October it was, because it was the same weekend as the marathon. So I had maybe 4 to 5 months between that and Madrid. Pretty good training run, 1 or 2 injuries that kind of hampered me a little bit, but nothing too serious. I was still able to train away, even if I had to adapt some stuff. And went to Madrid and crossed the line in Madrid in 1 hour and 20 minutes and 53 seconds. So like an almost 7 minutes better. And I was devastated. You can see it on my face. I'll flash an image on the screen. I was just devastated with that finishing time because I had set my sights on 1 hour 15. I had no business setting my sights on that. I just pulled that figure out of my ass. And when I crossed the finish line, I was just gutted. And even the whole way through, I didn't really enjoy the race because I was too serious about it. As if I was some fucking professional athlete. I'm just doing this for fun. I'm doing it because I enjoy training. It gave me something to train for. And even when people were asking me after the race, the other people who were there, like Aoife, my partner, was there. I had friends there. There was a crew of us that went over. They were like, "Oh, are you happy?" And I was like, "No, absolutely not." And it was just a bad experience. And then from there, after that, I stopped working with Dina and Tom, which I shouldn't have done. And I kind of went into a training lull again, you could say, not really training for anything specifically, kind of programming for myself or dipping in and out of random online programs here and there, but just, again, training consistently, like 4 to 5 times a week, still tipping away, not running probably as much as I should. But then HYROX Dublin 2024 came around in November. So I did a doubles on that one with my friend James. And we did well. We did a 106.11. So I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the resting aspect of that. Obviously, you're working a lot harder when you're working, but you get to rest as well. And enjoying that race kind of gave me the love back for it again. So then I set my sights on Malaga in March and told myself, okay, Madrid was 1 hour 20 and 53 seconds. So I thought, if I can be around 1 hour 15, that'll be amazing. But my main focus is I want to enjoy this race. I don't want to cross the finish line and be like a spoiled fucking child like I was in Madrid. Didn't want to have that experience again. So I just said to myself, no matter what the time is, no matter what happens, I'm going to enjoy this. And that's exactly what happened. I finished Malaga in 1 hour and 12 minutes and 37 seconds, which I was buzzing with, having set a target of 1 hour and 15, and just had so much fun the whole way around the course. I was back working with Dean and Tom for the couple of months prior to that. And since just before Christmas, I think it was, so say started December up to the race in March, and still now today, and will indefinitely. So it was really good. It was a really good training run. There was a massive Team Hogan, so Dina and Tom's coaching clients. It was a big Team Hogan weekend away, so there was a big atmosphere there. And there was more Irish in Malaga than there was Spanish, I'm pretty convinced, from all the different gyms. And I was chatting to people on the way around. I was smiling, like there was people cheering me on as I was walking past, and I was smiling, a couple of high fives, and just really having a good time, still pushing myself, and still working hard. And but just the focus was enjoying it, and then cross the finish line, and you can see it on my face here, and even in the picture that shows your time, which I'll flash up on screen, if you compare that to the Madrid one, like in the Madrid one, I'm just taking that photo for the sake of it. But in the Malaga one, I'm genuinely happy, I'm buzzing. And that's how I want to finish every race, because I'm doing this for fun. I'm not a professional athlete. Like, I have my job, my business, Nutrition for Gyms. And I train and I do this HYROX stuff because I love it. And I don't want to ever fall out of love with training again, like I did after Madrid, because of one bad race. Whereas the reality is, that was fucking 7 minutes better than my previous race. So I had no business being upset. So what now? Where do I go from here? So the goal at the start of this year was to get sub 70 by the end of the year. So 70 minutes would be an hour and 10 minutes. So to get under that. So now that I've done an hour and 12 minutes and 37 seconds in March, I'm confident I can do under an hour 10 in Rome. So I'm toying with the idea of setting a more aggressive target, but at the same time, I'm like, let's just take everything as a bonus. So Rome is in September, the end of September, I want to say 26, somewhere around there. I have my next race is a simulation in a place called the Stables in Gorey on June 20 something. Let me check my calendar. June 21st. I'm in Tenerife for the first 2 weeks of June on a holiday with Aoife and the kids. And so that will give me good motivation. I always train when I'm away anyway, because it makes me feel good. Why wouldn't I do it? But then that simulation there, so maybe I'll try go under an hour 10 there, because that simulation is actually meant to be quite close to an actual race time. Whereas some simulations, if you do them in gyms around the country or anywhere, like maybe you have a run and then you have the stations, but that's it, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, because it's a bit of fun and it's good for people to experience that. But it doesn't compare to an actual HYROX where there's like, say, 4 to 5 minutes of a rock zone, maybe, depending on the venue. And also there is the running in between the stations. So you have your run time, which is the laps. You have your rock zone time, which is the space outside the stations. But then if you have to run along, let's take sled push, for example. If you have to run along the sleds, start pushing your sled, run around and run back out, that distance doesn't count in your run or your rock zone. It counts in your station time. And I don't think they count that towards your total distance. They just count rock zone and run. So that's why a lot of people say, oh, I actually ran 9 point something. The course was off. The course is never off. The run and the rock zone are 8.7K, give or take like at 5 or 10 meters. But then it's the distance in the stations that count under your station time, but they don't count towards your total distance. Hopefully that makes sense. So I don't even know where I was going with that, but oh yeah. In a sim, like if you just have the run and the stations and don't have the rock zone and all the other areas, you can, it doesn't transfer to an actual race with HYROX, the company. That's what I'm trying to say. So, but this race does, because they have that effort built into it, and people have done races there and then done actual HYROXs, and the times have been comparable by a couple of seconds, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully I haven't rambled on too much and you've enjoyed seeing me suffer in the background as well. At one stage during the training, you'll see, hopefully on the bike, I started getting cramps. It was a horrific training session, which I'll tell you about now in a second. Job done, kind of. That workout went horrifically. I went out to the Shed, which is an amazing gym. I normally train in Gym Plus, which is really close to the house, but it's a commercial gym. There's like 100 people in there at a time, so it's hard to video without catching someone else. It's also hard to get like 2 or 3 pieces of equipment if you need them, so the Shed is a much better setup for that kind of thing. So went out there, got the workout done. It did not go well. I'm definitely fighting some sort of bug or sickness or something like that. You okay, hun? DM me quick. So I fighting some sort of bug, because yesterday I was meant to do an easy run and I went out really slow because I thought I might be fighting something, but I thought, oh, it could also just be allergies or like hay fever type thing, because I take antihistamines regularly. And I got 2 minutes into my easy run and my heart rate was at 170, which is ridiculously high. So 170 would be like my hardest workout. and like I'm breathing out of my ass. So I knew something was up. So the easy run turned into a walk. Today I felt a bit better, so I decided to not go for it, but like just at a decent pace. So skier went well. First 10 minutes of the bike went well. Then it started going downhill. By the end of the bike, I was fairly spent. I was like, oh, I'll just get on the rower, see how I feel. Did 5 minutes and was like, nah, I'm done here. So that was that. But you get them days, gotta listen to the body, come back and fight another day. So just gonna chill out, watch TV for the evening. And yeah, that's it. We'll wrap this episode up here. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that crap. And I'll see you guys in episode 2.